Hello, I am Raju Reddy and I am here to discuss about the natural language processing with my teammate Shamali. You wonder how the machines can understand our language. For example, iPhone Siri and Google Assistant. The normal language was processed and gives you the best results. So this is all happen with the magic of NLP. So here we discuss how NLP works using the Python codes and the applications that are built using the NLP. So what exactly is NLP? Natural language processing is a subfield of computer science and artificial intelligence that deals with the interaction between computers and human language, specifically programming computers to process and analyze large amount of natural language data. Systematic processing for analyzing, understanding, and deriving information from the text data in a smart and effective manner. One can organize massive chunks of data, perform numerous automatic tasks, and solve a wide range of problems such as automatic summarization, mission translation, name identity recognition, relationship attraction, sentiment analysis, speech recognition, text segmentation, etc. So here we can use this natural language processing in bunch of applications, like we can auto summarize a complete concept into summarization, and also the name identity recognition, sentimental analysis, like how the people are reacting on a particular product. By reading the complete reviews, we can understand the rating of the product. Like we use the sentimental analysis here, and also the topic segregation. When you're using the news, there are a lot of news in the Google, so topic segregation will determine which kind of news it was, like sports news, singing news, and movies, and it segregate because using these. So NLP, the text pre-processing, is a practice of cleaning and preparing text data. So NLP can are the common Python libraries used to handle many text pre-processing tasks. Text pre-processing is an approach for cleaning and preparing text data for use in a specific context. So we find a lot of unstructured data in internet, so it's not in a particular language or any order. So we need to clean this data before we do any kind of specific task using that data. So the text pre-processing is nothing but cleaning the data. So the cleaning of data involves a lot of steps which we will discuss in the later slides. Text pre-processing, since the text is, as I said, text is not of unstructured form, so it's got a lot of noisy data present in it. So the entire process of cleaning and standardization of text, make it noise free and ready for analyze, is known as the text pre-processing. So it involves 3 steps. The first one is a noise removal. We see what is a noise removal means. So when we see the pipeline how we clean the text, so the raw data is going into the first step, it's in the cleaning process where we remove the noise. So in noise is nothing but removing the HTML tags, stop words, white spaces, URLs, all the punctuation marks. So basically we are removing all the symbols or everything other than the words. So we'll also remove some stop words like the. So we will remove all that kind of words in this step. So the text is going to the second step. In the second step, we are here tokenizing the text, stemming the text, and everything. And the third one will express expressions, regular expressions, and lookup tables. We use this kind of text to in this step we clearly understand what the text will give you, and this is completely about cleaning the text. So we'll discuss in detail about each and every single stage. So as I said, pre-processing involves a lot of these words. This is completely the steps which we are doing. So first of all, removing the stop words. Stop words is nothing but the words in English language which are not used for analyzing. So here we use a Python code to do that. So let me show you the Python code. Code for stop words. So I use a lot of libraries from NLTK and everything. So let's run this code and see how we can get to remove the stop words. So I'm taking a small sentence as an example. So here you can see there are a lot of stop words removed. You can see the R was removed, the R, out, off, everything was removed from this code. So this is how the stop words was removed by using Python. So we'll see what is tokenizing, word tokenizing. So separate a chunk of continuous text into separate words. For a language like English, it is fairly retrieval since words are usually separated by spaces. For however, some writing languages like Chinese, Japanese, and Thai do not have word boundaries in such a fashion. So in those languages, text segregation is a significant task required knowledge of the vocabulary and the monology of words in this language. Sometimes the process is also used in cases like a bag of words created in data mining. So what we see here, English language, we had a separate space in between the words. So we can easily tokenize these words. But when you see the other languages like Chinese, Japanese, and Thai, and also the other languages like Telugu and everything, Hindi, so we can't find these kind of spaces between that. So for that we use bag of words. We use bag of words to create it in data mining, so that we will use all the stop words and all the tokenizing words for this process. So let me take an example So here in the first it is a normal sentence. So we use this one for the tokenizing. Let's go and run this program. So I'm putting some more pull stops to show you. So here it's done two things. So the first one is the word tokenizer and second one is the sentence tokenizer. So when we put a pull stop in between when there is a pull stop here, it's tokenized from the sentence. So this is a sentence tokenizer and this is the word tokenizer for the input text. Stemming using Python. What is stemming? The process of reducing inflated or sometimes diverged words to a base from, like you see the stemming, like the close will be the rooted from closed, closing, close, closer, etc. The similar words can be turned into the plural forms. Like swimming can be converted into swim. Doing can be converted into do. Like the plural forms, due to the plural forms. Stemming yields similar results as limitation, but does so grounds of rules, not a dictionary. So basically what here the stemming does is it converts all the plural data into singular data, but it does not affect anything for the text. So we'll see a Python code how can we use for the stemming data. In this Python code, I'm removing the stop words from the sentence and I'm also tokenizing the words, and along with I'm doing the stemming in the same code. So let's give an input. A small sentence I have given as an input. So let's see what happened. So here you see the lot of stop words has been removed. You has been removed. To do, in, any, and everything has been removed. And also you can see the processing. The processing has been converted into process. So this is, you can see here it's example of stemming. Let's see, we'll give some other words like plural forms, like like birds, flowers, and some other like books, pens, everything. So all this has converted into singular form: look, bird, flower, book, pen. So this is all a part of pre-processing. So far we have seen how we can clean the text data using Python codes. Now we discuss about the important task we can perform using the NLP. So text classification. Text classification is one of the classic problems of NLP. Email spam identification, topic classification of news, sentimental classification, and organizing of web page by search engines. So email spam filter, you can get lot of emails. This can be filtered by using text in the mails. So it's important to filter the spam mails so that you don't miss the important mails. So all this is happen with the NLP. And also the search engines uses the NLP for retrieving the text and use the best results as possible. Text classification in common words is defined as a technique to systematically classify a text object in one of the fixed category. It is really helpful with amount of data is too large. especially for organizing information, filtering, and storing purposes. So, text matching in NLP, uh, matching technique aims to compare two sentences to determine if they have a similar meaning. So, a sentence can be a phrase, a paragraph, or any distinct chunks of text. Is essentially important in search. Important applications of text matching includes automatic spell correction, uh, data deduplication, and a lot of other. So, in text matching is also helpful. To give you the best results when you search something on the internet. So I'll tell you how this will happen. So the cosine similarity between two text, when the cosine similarity is very high, it will give you the perfect match for the text. So let's discuss something more about TF-IDs and cosine similarities in the next slide. TF-IDF and cosine similarity in a numerical statistic that is intended to reflect how important a word is to a document in a collection. It is often used as a weightage factor in the search for information retrieval, text mining, and user modeling. So, and it is also the TF-IDS value increases proportionality to the number of times a word appear in the document, and it is offset by the number of documents in the corpus that contains the word, which helps to adjust the fact that the same word appears more frequently in general. So what in common, the cosine similarity is a matrix used to measure how similarly the document are irrespective of their size mathematically. It measures the cosine of the angle between two vectors projected in a multi-dimensional space. So the cosine similarity or the TF-IDF. So these two will help you understanding how similar the documents was. For example, let's take two documents which are related to some different topics. So you can't know what is the relation between two topics. So the cosine similarity is very far away in these two documents. When you take two similar documents, when we're talking about cricket, if you gives two different information regarding the cricket, so the TF-IDF will give the importance of cricket, and here the cosine similarity will tell how similar the two topics was. So let's discuss something more about cosine similarities and TF-IDF using the Python codes here. This is the Python code for TF-IDF. So by using this code we can get the importance of words in a particular document, like text documents. So let's try to run this code. So I'm giving two text. So IR is so this is the TF-IDF for the different words in the sentences. So we'll see how cosine similarity works. This is a Python program for cosine similarities. This code will help you determine how similar the two text was, the two text documents that we are given as an input. So if the cosine similarity was near to 1, it says that the two documents was exactly the same. So it also depends upon the value of cosine similarity. So if the value was near to 1, it was very close. The two documents are similar. If the value was far away from 1, the two documents are completely different ones. So let's try to run this Python code for cosine similarity. So I'm giving two documents. Some random documents I'll try to give. So we'll give this text. So we'll give another one. So you see the cosine similarity is very far away from 1. So because as you see, the two documents are very different from each other. So that's why we can't give it's not that similar. So we'll try to give the same document, same text as an input in both. You see, it's 1. So I give the text 1 and text 2 as both the similar text. So that's why the cosine similarity is very near to 1. So far we have discussed about cleaning the data and how we can find the TF-IDF and also some other applications. And going forward, there are a lot of tasks we can do using NLP. So these all the tasks that can be explained by my friend Shamali.
Hello, this is Shamili. So, as my teammate Rajiv has already explained about the important tasks of NLP, now let's see what are the other NLP problems or tasks. So, first we have text summarization, where when a text or paragraph is given, it automatically summarizes and it produces the important and relevant sentences in order. And then we have machine translation. Machine translation takes care of the grammar and also the semantics, and it automatically translates text from one human language to another language. And the next one is natural language generation and understanding. When the data is converted into more logical structure so that the computer can understand, then it is called language understanding. Language generation means converting information from computer databases into readable human language. And so, another problem of natural language processing is optical character recognition. When an image of printed text is given to the system, it determines the corresponding text. That is optical character recognition. And also, we have speech recognition, which is the extremely difficult task of natural language processing. So, determining the text representation of the speech from a sound clip of a person is called the speech recognition. And speech segmentation, it is the subtask of speech recognition. It separates the sound clip into words. And then another problem is text to speech, where a text is transformed into spoken representation. So, that's all about the tasks and problems of natural language processing. Now, let's see what are the libraries that are used for natural language processing in Python. So, the libraries that are used for NLP in Python are scikit-learn. It is used in Python, and then we have natural language toolkit, pattern, text blob, Spacey, Gensim, Stanford Core NLP. These are all the important libraries which are used for natural language processing in Python. Now, let us see the advantages of natural language processing. So, when users have any questions about a subject, natural language processing can be used to get prompt responses, and also it does not give any unnecessary or unwanted information. It only gives the right information. So, also the another advantage of natural language processing is it is very time efficient, and it helps the humans to communicate with the computers in their languages so that the humans can understand. So these are the advantages of natural language processing. uh, Also, most of the companies use natural language processing to improve the efficiency of documentation process. Now, as we have seen the advantages of natural language processing, let us look at the disadvantages of NLP. So, in NLP, it can take time for training. If it's necessary to develop a model with a new set of data without using pre-trained model, it can take weeks to achieve a good performance, depending on the amount of data. So if we give large amount of data, it'll take so much time. So that is one of the disadvantage of natural language processing. And also, NLP is unpredictable. It is not 100% reliable, and it is also not 100% dependable. There is the possibility of errors in its predictions and results, and that is the major disadvantage. And also, The NLP system is built for a single and specific task only. It is unable to adapt to new domains because of limited functions. So, these are the disadvantages of natural language processing. Now, let's see the application programming interfaces of natural language processing. So, a natural language processing API is a machine learning tool which is pre trained to do things like evaluating the tone of a given text. So, one of the natural language processing API is IBM Watson API. It is a language translator where we can extract insights from texts that are provided as input. And another one is chatbot API. So this API it allows us to create chatbots for any service and is also very easy to use. So some examples of chatbot are virtual assistants like Amazon's Alexa and Google Assistant, and also we have many messaging apps such as WeChat and Facebook's Messenger. So these are all done by chatbot API. And then we have speech to text API, which accurately converts the speech to text, which is understood by human language. Next, we have sentiment analysis API. So it inspects the given text and identifies the tone of a user within the text, especially to determine a writer's attitude as positive, negative, or neutral. So that is sentiment analysis API. And then there is translation API by Systron. It translates the text from one language to another language. So it is basically a translator. And then we have a text analysis API by Alien. So let us suppose a text is given to the system. This text analysis API by Alien, it is used to derive the meaning of that particular text that is given to the system. And another NLP API is Cloud NLP API. So this API is part of the larger cloud machine learning API family, and it is very easy to use. It provides natural language understanding technologies to developers, including sentiment analysis, entity analysis, and language detection. And the last one is Google Cloud Natural Language API. So, the Google Cloud Natural Language API will let us extract information about people, places, events, and many more, which are mentioned in text documents. And we have like news articles or blog posts. So, this Google Cloud Natural Language API has five features, which are entity recognition, sentiment analysis, content classification, and syntax analysis, and entity sentiment analysis. So, we can also perform text analysis in multiple languages like English, French, and Chinese using the Google Cloud Natural Language API. So that's all about the APIs used for the natural language processing. So next we have the applications of NLP. Let us see what are the applications of natural language processing. So the very first application of NLP is question answering. When a question is asked to the machine, it gives us the answer in a natural human language. So, as we see in our daily life, Google Assistant or Siri, Amazon's Alexa, they all answer in human language only, so that we can understand the machine. And secondly, we have spam detection. Spam detection is used to detect the unwanted emails that are getting to a user's inbox. So let's suppose we get an email in our inbox. Using NLP, spam detection will classify whether that email is a spam email or not. Like there are few emails where we do not have a subject, which randomly shows up in our inbox, and the email ID of the sender is also suspicious. Those are all classified as spam emails, and it is done by the spam detection application of NLP. And thirdly, we have sentiment analysis, which is also known as opinion mining. This is used on the web. It is used to analyze the attitude and behavior of the sender. This application assigns values to the text, like if it is positive or negative or neutral. So, for example, in our day to day life, we give ratings to several things or mood of context for some experience we had, right? So, what is that? That is actually done by NLP only. There's nobody who is sitting to analyze each and every user's reaction and understand the opinion, or to analyze what feedback the user has to give. All this data, which is it is actually processed with the help of NLP. We also see different emojis, right, which depicts our opinion of a product or experience, whether we are okay or we are extremely happy about that product. This is all is done by the NLP. Another application of NLP is machine translation, which is used to translate text to speech from one language to another language. For example, we have Google Translator. If we have some text in English and we are trying to translate it to some other language, let's say Korean language, it can be done through Google Translator. As a result, it also converts that text to speech, where we can actually hear the language. And another few applications of NLP are spelling correction, which is also like where we have MS Word or PowerPoint. If we give a wrong spelling while documenting something in these applications, it recognizes the text and identifies the correct spelling. All this is done by natural language processing. These are the several applications of natural language processing. So we have discussed everything about natural language processing for information retrieval, and that brings us to the end. Thank you.